My dear child, pause for just a moment, in the quiet of your own heart, and truly hear my voice, not as a distant echo but as a present and intimate truth. The time you possess at this very second is a sacred and precious gift, more valuable than any earthly treasure you could ever acquire, for it is the very currency of eternity, and each tick of the clock is a heartbeat of divine opportunity that, once past, slips into the immutable past, forever beyond your grasp. I see you there, hesitating in the shadows of your own mind, caught in the relentless crossfire between doubt and fear, whispering to yourself the age-old lie of procrastination. Maybe tomorrow, maybe when the conditions are perfect, maybe when I feel brave enough. But what if the tomorrow you are banking on is a promise never made? What if this singular moment, this breath you are taking now, is the only guaranteed chance you have to take that crucial step, to choose the path I have been lovingly urging you toward, to fulfill the magnificent purpose I planted deep within the soil of your heart before you even drew your first breath? You have been waiting, haven't you? Scanning the horizon of your life for a clear and unmistakable sign, a burning bush, a voice from the clouds, some grand indication that now is finally the right time to act. My beloved child, hear this, and let it settle upon your spirit. This is your sign. These words, this stirring in your soul, this is my voice calling out to you with a love so profound it transcends human understanding and an urgency born of divine foresight. Act now. Do not let this moment slip through your fingers like grains of sand lost to the winds of indecision. I have gone before you and opened a door, a portal of destiny and grace. But even doors ordained by heaven will not stay open indefinitely against the tide of human hesitation. Will you trust me enough? Will your faith be bold enough to walk through it into the unknown I have prepared for you? My cherished one, never forget that God's light is perpetually near for those who call upon him in sincerity and truth. The gift of time is one of the greatest I have bestowed upon you, a finite resource that is both incredibly generous and terribly fleeting. Each second, each minute, each sunrise and sunset is a fragment of eternity itself, entrusted to your stewardship to make a lasting difference, not only in the narrative of your own life, but in the lives of others whom you are destined to touch. I observe how often you console yourself with the notion of later, how you wait for some mythical right moment that aligns all the stars and silences all your fears. But my child, you must understand that the perfect moment is a mirage, an illusion that retreats further into the distance the closer you believe you are to it. There will never be a time when every variable is controlled, when every fear is absent, when everything feels just right. If you wait for that phantom perfection, you will wait for all eternity, and the magnificent life I intended for you will remain a dormant seed, never feeling the warmth of the sun. The opportunity I have strategically placed before you today is not calling for contemplation alone. It is calling for decisive action, now. Do not let the twin thieves of fear and uncertainty steal it from you. Time, in its earthly construct, is not on your side. It is a river flowing relentlessly toward a sea you cannot see. You may console yourself with the belief that you have an abundance of days, that tomorrow, next week, or next year will be the appointed time when you finally muster the courage to take action. But the stark, honest truth is that you do not know how much time you have left. None of us possess that knowledge. Life is a fleeting vapor, a morning mist that appears for a little while and then vanishes, and the days pass quicker with each revolution of the earth. Each moment you waste in hesitation, each opportunity you allow to slip through your fingers because the timing didn't feel ideal, is a moment you will never, ever get back. The clock is ticking with a sobering consistency, and every second is infinitely precious. Do not let the endless distractions of this modern life, the noise and the glitter, steal what little time you have been allotted. Do not put off until some uncertain future what you know in your spirit needs to be done today. The time to act is not later. It is not when it is more convenient or less risky. It is right now, in this very instant. Stop whatever you are doing, quiet the noise around you, and listen with every fiber of your being to these words. They are not merely a gentle suggestion or a piece of passive advice. They are a wake-up call to your soul, a divine alarm clock meant to rouse you from the slumber of complacency. I know what holds you back. I see it all. It is the fear of failure, the dread of falling short. It is the fear of the unknown, of what lies beyond the familiar. It is the fear that whispers you are not good enough, smart enough, strong enough, holy enough. But let me tell you this with absolute authority. You are not walking this path alone. I am with you every single step of the way, a constant presence in your journey. When fear tries to paralyze you, to root you to the spot, remember that my strength is made perfect, is completed, and is most gloriously displayed in your weakness. Have faith, my beloved. You do not need to see the entire staircase, every step and every landing, to faithfully take the first step. Trust that I will light the way, one step at a time, as you move forward in obedience. Doubts may whisper their lies into your heart, but you must listen to my voice instead. My plans for you are plans of profound hope and a future, not of harm or ultimate failure. Take that leap of faith, and I promise you, with the full weight of my sovereignty, I will be there to catch you. You operate under the assumption that tomorrow is a guarantee, that you will have another sunrise to get it right, to finally begin. But that is a dangerous and fragile assumption to build your life upon. Tomorrow is not a promise given to any of us. It is a hope, not a certainty. You do not know what the future holds, and you cannot control the quantity of time you have left. The only tangible guarantee you possess is this very moment, right here, right now. Imagine, if you will, looking back from the end of your days on a life lived in the conditional tense, a life perpetually postponed. Imagine the profound regret of knowing you had the chance to act, to change, to grow, to love, to build. But you let fear or laziness or apathy keep you stagnant and unfulfilled. I do not want that for you, my child. The thought of you reaching the end of your days filled with the haunting question of what could have been grieves my heart. That is why I am pleading with you now, with a love that is both fierce and tender. Act now. You will not get another chance to relive this day, this hour, or this exact moment. There is a saying in this world that time and tide wait for no one, and it is a saying rooted in truth. Every moment you delay, every second you hesitate and doubt, is a moment you can never reclaim or redo. I do not say this to frighten you, but to awaken you to the breathtaking reality of how precious and non-renewable your time truly is. Think of the dreams you have quietly buried under layers of practicality and disappointment. Think of the opportunities you have let slip by because you were waiting for a better one. Think of the prayers you have left unanswered because you were too afraid to act on the answer I was already providing. My child, my deepest desire is not for you to live a life of regret and wistful looking back. I want you to step boldly, courageously into the vibrant and purposeful life I meticulously prepared for you before the foundations of the world. But to do that, to enter into that reality, you must act now. There is no later when it comes to fulfilling your God-given purpose. There is only ever now. You were created with divine intention, for a reason that echoes in the halls of heaven. There is a unique purpose for your life, a destiny that only you can fulfill, a song that only you can sing. The talents, the passions, the dreams I placed within the deepest chambers of your heart were not random or accidental. They were carefully and purposefully chosen to align perfectly with the divine and glorious plan I have for you. Right now, at this very moment, there are people waiting for you to step into that purpose. There are lives that will be irrevocably impacted for the better, hearts that will be healed, minds that will be enlightened, and paths that will be illuminated simply because of your obedience to this call. Imagine the immense ripple effect of your yes to my prompting. But if you wait, if you ignore the persistent tug on your heart, if you silence that inner voice with excuses, those divine opportunities may pass to someone else, and the world will miss the unique flavor of grace that only you can bring. Do not let your purpose go unrealized, a masterpiece left unpainted. Act now, while the time is still yours to steward. You might be thinking, but I don't feel ready. I don't have all the knowledge, all the resources, all the confidence. I don't know how to start. My child, you do not need to have all the answers before you begin. You never will. All you need is the willingness to trust me. When I call you, I also equip you completely. I have already placed within you, through my spirit, everything you need to take that first step of faith. The rest, The wisdom, the provision, the strength will come as you walk in obedience and faith. Like a lamp that lights only the next step on a dark path, I will guide you step by step, not revealing the entire journey at once. Do not let the fear of not being ready, not being perfect, keep you paralyzed and stagnant. You do not need perfection. You only need a heart that is willing to trust in me. Perhaps your past rises up like a specter to haunt you. You have made mistakes. You have taken wrong turns. You have failed. And you wonder if those failures have disqualified you from my plan, from my love. Let me tell you this clearly, unequivocally, and let these words shatter every chain of condemnation. Nothing you have ever done can separate you from my love or from the purpose I have for your life. The clock is ticking, yes, but it is never, ever too late to turn back to me, to recommit, to begin again. I am the God of second chances, of third chances, of infinite grace, of redemption, of making all things new. No matter how far you believe you have strayed, no matter how many wrong turns you have taken, I can still and I will bring you back to the path I prepared for you. But you must decide to act. You must choose in this moment to believe that my grace is infinitely greater than your greatest failure. My child, I am calling you to action not because I need you to accomplish my purposes, I am sovereign and all-powerful, but because I love you. I want you to experience the utter fullness, the profound joy, and the deep peace of the life I have for you. I want you to see with your own eyes how beautifully and miraculously your life can unfold when you walk in obedience and faith. Take that first step today. Send that message you've been putting off. Make that decision you've been avoiding. Start that journey you've been dreaming about. Whatever I have been placing on your heart, however faint or strong the whisper, act on it now. And when you do, watch how I move. Watch how I open doors that you never even knew existed. Watch how I move mountains that you thought were immovable. Watch how I bless you and position you beyond what you thought was possible. Time is fleeting, my beloved. It is a vapor, but this present moment is yours. Seize it. Treasure it. Use it to move decisively closer to the purpose I have placed within you. You will not regret choosing faith over fear, action over hesitation, and trust over doubt. Act now. The clock is ticking with a relentless rhythm, but my grace, my power, and my love for you are endless. Do not wait for a tomorrow that is not promised to do what I am calling you to do today. I am with you always, to the very end of the age and beyond. I have given you the gift of free will, my child, and with that great gift comes profound responsibility. The choices you make today in this moment are the bricks with which you are building your tomorrow. You can choose to act, to step out in faith, or you can choose to let this moment slip away into the vast archive of missed opportunities. Either way, the decision is yours to make, but the consequences are real and lasting. Every single day you are building your future, brick by brick, choice by choice, moment by moment. Are you building something strong, beautiful, and lasting, something that reflects the person I created you to be? Or are you letting the days pass without purpose, without intention, leaving your foundation weak and unstable for when the storms inevitably come? The power to change, to grow, to create, to overcome it is already within you, placed there by my Spirit. You do not need more time, more resources, or more knowledge to begin. You only need to decide to act, decide to take the first step, even if it is small, seemingly insignificant, and trembling. This is my final plea to your heart today. Act now. Do not wait for tomorrow, because tomorrow is not guaranteed. Do not wait for the perfect moment, because it is an illusion that will never arrive. Do not let fear, doubt, or the spirit of procrastination rob you of the abundant, purposeful, and eternal life you were meant to live. The clock is ticking, my child, a constant reminder that your time on earth is limited. You have the power, through my Spirit in you, to change your life, to make an eternal difference, to fulfill your divine purpose, but that power remains dormant unless you act. This message is not just another piece of content, another video in your feed, or another voice in the cacophony of your day. It is my heart speaking directly to yours, a personal and urgent dispatch from heaven. Listen carefully. Let these words sink past your defenses and into the depths of your spirit, and allow them to move you to take action. You may never get another chance like this one, another moment where the veil feels so thin and my voice so clear. Do not let it slip away. Act now while there is still time, while the door remains open, and while my grace is calling your name, my beloved child. Hear the very heartbeat of heaven in this sacred moment. For this is not a mere request born of human ambition, or the desire for earthly metrics. This is a divine strategy, a holy invitation to become a conduit of my grace, in a world that is parched and thirsting for the living water only I can provide. When I ask you to lend your hand to share this message, to mark it with your approval, to align your spirit with this channel of truth, you are doing far more than interacting with a platform. You are engaging in a spiritual transaction of eternal significance. You are casting your bread upon the waters of my spirit, and you must trust me when I say that it will return to you after many days, not merely as a notification, but as a harvest of blessings you cannot now comprehend. This act of sharing, of subscribing, of pressing that bell icon, these are not empty gestures in my economy. They are modern-day loaves and fishes, seemingly small offerings that I can multiply and use to feed the multitudes who are scrolling in a desperate wilderness, hungry for a word of hope, starving for a sign that they are seen and loved. Your simple click is a prayer of agreement, an amen to the truth proclaimed here. It is a declaration that you stand with this work, that you want this light to pierce through the digital darkness and reach the one soul who is on the very brink of despair, the one heart that is a single word away from choosing hope over oblivion. I have always used the seemingly foolish things of the world to confound the wise, and I am using these digital tools, the likes, the shares, the subscriptions, to build a network of light, a web of divine connection that transcends algorithms and speaks directly to the spirit. By subscribing, you are not just adding a channel to a list. You are building an altar in your digital life. You are declaring that this is holy ground, a source of nourishment for your soul that you choose to prioritize amidst the endless noise. You are saying, "Here, Lord, I will meet with you. Here, I will expect to hear your voice." And I promise you, when you create that expectation, when you designate a place for our communion, I will honor it. I will meet you there with fresh manna, with timely words, with the exact comfort or correction your spirit needs. That bell icon is more than a mechanism. It is a symbol of your readiness, your alertness to my voice. It is your way of telling the heavens that you are watching and waiting for my next move, that you do not want to miss a single word I have to speak into your life. It is the posture of the wise virgins, keeping their lamps trimmed and burning, eagerly awaiting the bridegroom. That is the heart I see behind that action. A heart that is eager, expectant, and faithful in the waiting. And when you share this message, you are participating in the great commission of this digital age. You are becoming a sower of the seed, scattering the truth of my love into the fertile and not so fertile soils of countless hearts. The friend you tag, the family member you think of, the acquaintance who crosses your mind, that is often my spirit prompting you. I am connecting dots you cannot see. Your share could be the very lifeline that pulls someone back from the edge. It could be the word "in season" that finally breaks through years of hardness of heart. It could be the confirmation someone has been desperately praying for. You are my hands and feet in the earth, and now you can be my voice in the digital realm, echoing my love, amplifying my hope, and extending my invitation to all who are weary and heavy laden. And so, my beloved child, as these words settle upon your spirit, know that this is not an end but a beginning. This moment, this divine encounter, is yours to carry forward. Let it not fade into memory, but let it become the foundation upon which you take your next step, and the step after that. I am not a voice that speaks and then falls silent. I am the eternal constant, the whisper in your everyday, the strength in your weakness, and the guide in your uncertainty. The path ahead is illuminated not by your own fleeting light, but by my everlasting presence. You do not walk it alone. You are held, you are known, and you are deeply loved. Carry this truth with you. Let it be the confidence in your step and the peace in your heart. The time for hesitation is over. The time for faithful action is now. Go forth in the assurance of my love. Go forth in the power of my spirit. Your purpose awaits. Amen.